In the dimly lit chambers of 1605 England, a group of conspirators gathered in secrecy, their hearts heavy with anger and determination. Their mission was bold, audacious, and unprecedented: to assassinate King James I and obliterate the English Parliament. This event, remembered as the Gunpowder Plot, is one of history's most infamous conspiracies, rooted in rebellion, desperation, and faith. The Gunpowder Plot was born in an era of religious strife. England, once a Catholic nation, had been torn apart by the Protestant Reformation. King Henry VIII's break from the Catholic Church and subsequent monarchs' enforcement of Protestantism created deep divides. By the late 16th century, being Catholic in England meant living under suspicion, with severe restrictions on worship, heavy fines for recusancy, and public executions of priests. Under Queen Elizabeth I, the persecution intensified, and her successor, King James I, inherited this climate of repression. Despite initial hopes that James might be more tolerant, his reign brought no relief. Instead, Catholics faced harsher penalties and the continued suppression of their faith. This systemic persecution fueled anger and resistance among some, including Robert Catesby, the mastermind behind the Gunpowder Plot. Robert Catesby, a devout Catholic and charismatic leader, was no stranger to rebellion. After witnessing years of oppression, he believed that only a dramatic act could restore Catholicism to England. He conceived a plan so audacious it seemed almost impossible: to strike at the heart of England's Protestant leadership by destroying Parliament during its most significant gathering. Catesby's vision was clear: eliminate King James I, his heir, and the Protestant aristocracy in one explosive moment. From the ashes of this destruction, he hoped to spark a Catholic uprising, paving the way for a Catholic monarch to take the throne. To bring his plan to life, Catesby enlisted a group of trusted allies, bound by secrecy in their shared faith. Among them were Thomas Winter, John Wright, Thomas Percy, and Guy Fawkes, a soldier of fortune with expertise in explosives. Fawkes had fought for Catholic Spain and was fiercely committed to the cause. The conspirators met in May 1604 and swore an oath of loyalty. Over the next year, they refined their plan, carefully avoiding suspicion. Their goal was to detonate a massive stockpile of gunpowder beneath the House of Lords during the state opening of Parliament on November 5, 1605. The conspirators secured a cellar directly beneath the House of Lords, posing as merchants. Over several months, they transported 36 barrels of gunpowder, concealing them under firewood. Their preparations were meticulous, and by late October 1605, everything was in place. Guy Fawkes was tasked with lighting the fuse, after which he planned to escape to Europe, rallying support from Catholic nations. The other conspirators would lead the rebellion in England. But as the plot thickened, doubts began to emerge. One conspirator, fearful for Catholic lords who would also be present at Parliament, sent an anonymous letter warning Lord Monteagle to avoid the state opening. The letter reached authorities, who immediately launched an investigation. On the night of November 4th, just hours before the planned explosion, a search party led by Sir Thomas Knivet discovered Guy Fawkes in the cellar. Alongside him, they found the barrels of gunpowder, ready to ignite. Fawkes, initially stoic, claimed he acted alone, but under the brutal methods of the time, torture, he revealed the names of his co-conspirators, setting off a frantic manhunt. Robert Catesby and several others fled London, but were soon cornered by authorities. In a final confrontation, Catesby was killed, along with some of his closest allies. The surviving conspirators were captured, brought to London, and subjected to trials for treason. In January 1606, the captured conspirators faced execution by hanging, drawing, and quartering, a punishment as brutal as their crime was audacious. Guy Fawkes, the face of the plot, was among the last to die. The Gunpowder Plot remains one of the most infamous events in British history. It symbolized the lengths to which individuals will go for their beliefs and the consequences of religious intolerance. To this day, November 5th is marked by Bonfire Night, a celebration of the plot's failure. Bonfires and fireworks light up the night as people remember the day England narrowly escaped catastrophe. Yet the deeper story of the Gunpowder Plot serves as a cautionary tale about division, desperation, and the enduring impact of faith in human history. From the shadows of 1605 to the bright celebrations of today, the Gunpowder Plot endures as a vivid chapter in the story of England, a story of ambition, betrayal, and the quest for power.